Ooh ee, ooh ah ah, ting tang, walla walla, bing bang. Do-Rag Wisdom here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Y2K 21.04.15. The music in the background will be various again, because I have so much in my iPod. I hope that I don't end up staying up all night throwing up. I hate that, don't you? My own personal use of the term woke in this broadcast may not be in line with its general use or with its particular use in the black community. No disrespect is intended. Woke is the opposite of sleep. When you are asleep, you are unaware of the outer reality that all of us share. It is easy to take advantage of a sleeping person. But when you are woke, that is another matter. Being woke means that you are aware, and aware most especially about all the things that are wrong with how we must live. I've been woke a long time, which makes me think about another aspect of being a wokester. I am miserable and depressed for much of the time. Being woke means confronting the horrors of everyday life head on. Real life is so dangerously unpredictable that I can understand why some would rather stay at home. That is funny too. Because being woke also means you understand that you can get killed even in your own home. Just a simple fall down the stairs or a slip in the shower. Being woke is hard. It is a burden, and it could send you into an early grave. However, I would rather be an unhappy woke bastard than a happy religious dummy. Being truly woke is a responsibility. And once you become woke, you can never leave it behind. As a woke person, I see many things. Seeing these things I do makes me an outcast to some and a judgmental snob to others. I want to reassure everyone that as woke as I am, just like my claim to being a democratic socialist, I am not orthodox about it. I am not politically correct or whatever. I'm not correct. I never was correct. I am a member of the human race filled with illusions, delusions, desires, and fears like everyone else. My wokeness does not make me a better human being, but a sadder one. Being woke is a one-way ticket to world weariness. The following, my friends and viewers, is a list of many of the woke revelations that I have daily. I want to say also that much of my woke list you may have heard before under different titles. But I repeat in order to help, not to undermine, not to hinder. Number one, everything that the former GOP is doing to suppress the vote is to help bring back their Nazi leader, number 45, to the White House. Everything. And he can return. Make no mistake about it. 74 million people who support fascism and authoritarianism voted for him. Number two, the former GOP, now the tyrannist teabagger party, is dedicated to the downfall of our constitutional democratic republic, which they want to replace Now get this, I learned this from The Family by Jeff Charlotte. With a male-dominated theocratic democracy, nothing more than an oxymoronic government with an emphasis on moronic. 3, we have only one functioning party right now. The Democratic Party, however, they have a few problems too. Letter A, they have a big tent! A big tent! You can see it from the satellites out in the orbit. Big tent, Democrats! Congratulations for your big ass tent! B, letter B. They have a huge gap between the right side and the left side of the party when its entire ideology should be dedicated to, in this era, progressivism. Because at one time the Democratic Party supported lynching. But right now in this era, progressivism. They have no ideology. The other party does. Letter C. Ironically, conservative Democrats may have been classic Republicans in the old days. Number 4. One functioning party is also a danger to our two-party republic. We can't allow the tyrannous party to gain power again. This means that we also need a bona fide opposition. Our republic may one day evolve into a pure democracy, but if we allow in the present for only one party, that is a step backwards on the quest for this pure democracy. Number 5. Americans do not fully understand the Second Amendment. It has 2, not 1 part. Number 6. We, I include myself of course, use too much plastic. This plastic is eventually being dumped into our oceans, where it is being eaten by sea life. And eventually it ends up back in our guts. Our planet is being wounded daily by our abuse, whether plastic, oil, gas, or nuclear. We're raping our Mother Earth all the time. Your children and theirs are going to be burdened with the after effects of our abuse of this planet. Time has already run out. Number 7. I do not like the idea of private companies getting into space travel. It reminds me of The Martian Chronicles. And most especially, it reminds me of the beginning of what will become the Wayland Corporation of the Alien movie franchise. Space is pure. The planets of our solar system are pristine, untouched by human greed and human-produced trash. Don't you think, my friends, don't you think it is time to improve life on this planet before we contaminate others? Number 8. With the creation of so-called charter schools, the rich and right-wing simply want to create 2 separate and unequal school systems. One where good kids attend, and the other where the bad kids attend. I was a teacher, ladies and gentlemen, for 28 years and another 2 years in the private sector, private schools. Instead of improving our traditional public schools, charterists want to eliminate them completely. Public education, of course they'll deny that. Public education is a phenomenon of our unique democratic republic, Where, unlike Europe, where only the rich were completely educated, the United States made public education free to all. I am proudly public educated. And this public education is controlled by the public and not by private interests like charter schools. And private interests, I will never trust them. Their motivations must always be questioned. It's about this. It's always about this with private companies. If they had their way, the Tyrannist Party will eliminate our public schools entirely to replace by something more totalitarian. And by the way, matters are made worse when most do not seem to raise their own children anymore. Remember, I said before, I was a teacher. I know. To teach them respect and basic social skills. Ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else watching this, please, if you have no time to raise children, you should not have any. I didn't, so I'm taking my own advice. Number 9. The wars in the Middle East. The unending war in the Middle East, including conflict with Israel. Full disclosure, I support Zionism and all the land of Israel. Will never be solved until you solve the problem of religion. Number 10. Donate money or yourself to the progressive causes of your choice, because in spite of JRB's decisive victory, close to half our country supported the dictator. Number 11. The Democratic Party has a razor-thin majority, and with the help of Joe Manchin and Sinema and the like in the Senate, they have even less. It is our job to protect our country, our constitutional democratic republic, and the legacy of freedom and justice for all of the children. Think about them and their children and beyond. Do you want everyone to be miserable forever? Number 12. If the Tyranny Party were in charge, remember that razor-thin majority the Democrats have, through no fault but their own, there would be no American Rescue Plan to help us dig out of the pandemic. There would be no infrastructure plan. There would be no protection for our social programs. Our planet would become more polluted because businesses would be given carte blanche. Voting rights would be violated. Our courts would be controlled by right-wing, religious extremist kangaroo jurists like they are now. And the money, the deficit would go up because the Tyranny Party would give so many tax breaks to the rich slime that it would break our effing backs. Even more people would be dead because of CV-19. Because the Tyranny Party does not believe in protocols. The Tyranny Party want the rest of us to die so that what is left they hope will vote for them. I am woke, which makes me aware. The threat remains. This cold civil war can still get hot. I am scared. I am depressed. Being woke is not easy.